Hi, this is Rick Dees with Magic Matt, a.k.a. Mr. Cigar. In the Lighten Up Lounge, we drink, we smoke, we interrupt.
This. A week later, David Zucker, I thought was great. That show on Outlaw Radio. David Zucker, of course, the creator of Airplane One and funny movies. And a great guy. And not a big lefty D-bag. One of the great superlatives regarding a David Zucker. Somehow, the commies at YouTube partially banned that show. Now, what does partially banned mean? It means that some people can't get it. Some states can't get it. Some countries cannot obtain the David Zucker Outlaw Radio. It's the weirdest freaking thing. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, you're not helping matters by calling YouTube commies, but if we're nothing if we don't speak the truth.
What did they object to?
We don't know. I don't know.
They won't tell us then, I guess.
No. Well, I'll play you this one cut from, and it's a quickie from last week's Outlaw Radio. David Zucker, Outlaw, man, partially banned by. How else do you describe these people except commies? I mean, this is not about free speech. Of course, they own their own platform. They're YouTube. Isn't that Google? Doesn't Google own them now? It's a one big conglomerate of leftyism. Okay, this is David Zucker on the show last week, and I'm talking to Ronnie Shell, the legendary comedic Ronnie Shell, from Gomer Pyle, and I found a clip of him dancing with Goldie Hawn on stage, and I thought of Lori. Lori, you'd get a kick out of this.
Yeah.
Ronnie could dance. Who knew? Right, Lori? Ronnie Shell could dance.
I think it was a requirement back then. You had to act, sing, dance.
Bet your ass. It was show business, and it was a business of show.
Yep.
Not certain what I just said, but damn it, it's meaningful. So I'm asking Ronnie Shell about his wife and the fact that his wife is a professional interior decorator. And that I don't really believe in that. Why pay someone else to design the interior of your home? I just think it's for folks with way too much money. And by the way, when Ronnie was trying to pawn off his wife on me to decorate my home in the hills of Encino, I had too much money. But I was smart enough, or not, to say no. Lori Downey Jr., our producer over there in her booth, is thinking to herself, you know, you should have paid her.
I haven't seen her work.
Yeah, but you've seen mine.
Well, yours is interesting.
That's all you got to see. It's not Southwest. It's not. I don't know what it is. I'll tell you what it's not. It ain't Asian.
No, it's
I
ghostly.
don't like an Asian motif. I am not into black lacquer. All right? Love the Asians. Not into that motif in the hills of Encino, California. I mention that because many a household that I visited in the hills of Encino, for some damn reason, it's an Asian motif.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like Asia so much, just move there. Live there. So this is David Zucker, and I think it's self-explanatory from this point on, talking to his Ronnie Shell about his wife, and that I took a pass on her decorating my home. Here's David Zucker, the legendary David Zucker of Airplane fame, and I think it starts out with me. Here we go. I don't give much credence to interior decorators.
Oh, you're wrong.
I just, how about, did you hire an interior decorator?
Yes, and
you did?
Even though I hate gay people.
Did you say that?
Did I say something wrong? I don't know.
We'll send you the tape.
Yeah.
I'm staying out of that one.
Right.
All right.
Me too.
Now, see, that's David Zucker. And
Joe.
for you wokers, for you beyond woke, it's parody. It's called Parody. If you watched his movies, even though you don't know you have. You've watched his movies. It's parody. And because of that,
It's funny.
to throw fuel on the fire, to rub and squeeze that wound, let's play it again. Laura? I don't give much credence to interior decorators.
Oh, you're wrong.
I just, how about, did you hire an interior decorator?
Yes, and
you did?
Even though I hate gay people.
Did you say that?
Did I
There it
say
is.
something wrong?
So that's David Zucker.
Send you the tape.
Yeah.
David Zucker. It's a joke. It's a joke.
And a brilliant joke.
Yes, it's a great joke.
Yeah.
So congratulations, David, for not being a puss, man. I love that, David Zucker. And last night I tried to watch License to Kill with Timothy Dalton. Could you make more noise over there, Mark? Is there any way you could crackle the plastic of those friggin' overpriced bottles of water? Could you?
Yes.
Tried to watch. Lori, do you think he does that for attention?
No.
No.
He doesn't.
I'm oblivious.
So he's just an idiot.
Well, he's unaware.
Yeah.
All right.
Didn't I just say that?
That's one thing that I noticed about me. That I have always been aware of me, of myself. I've always been able to understand, and I think things through maybe a little too much. You know, to the point we were talking a couple weeks ago where sometimes if you think about eating at that steakhouse where you just paid $120 for this gigantic tomahawk steak, but you think about what you're doing, you're not eating what's on the plate, you're eating what you've chewed, and if you spit that out on the plate, would you eat that? That's what you're consuming. Those are the things that I think about.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't make life pleasant, but I am self-aware. I've always been self-aware ever since I was a kid, and it could have happened after I read, I think, the greatest book in the history of tomes, The Success System That Never Fails by W. Clement Stone. I recommend that to anyone who needs a positive outlook on life. So speaking of positive, tried to watch License to Kill with Timothy Dalton last night. I am beginning to think that Timothy Dalton was the worst Bond. And Lazenby, I think, laughs at Dalton. I could barely get through this friggin' movie.
Oh.
He was so bad. And that's the one with my buddy, let me pick up the name, Robert Davi playing the villain. And I love Robert Davi, and he was a great villain in this movie. However, Timothy Dalton as Bond, my God, he sucked. And this wasn't the first Timothy Dalton.
No, The Living Daylights was the first.
That was the first, so this
With
was...
Miriam Dabo.
So this was the second?
Yeah, he only did 2, right?
No, 3.
Three?
3. You know, so this Barbara Broccoli has screwed up more than once.
Oh.
But somehow kept that franchise rolling because it's all about dedicated fans like me. I will watch the movies. However, this last one is the first one that I did not spend a dime to watch in the theater. And that's the first James Bond since I've been alive watching James Bond that I did, because I heard it was woke. And it wasn't so much woke as it was, and I don't want to be a spoiler, so there's a spoiler alert. Turn to some camping thing on YouTube or something now. I mean,
You
if you
spoiled it already.
If you don't want to hear it, James Bond dies in this.
Yeah,
and for that, I hold Barbara Broccoli responsible, and I think that she is unreliable as the producer of this incredible franchise known as the James Bond movies. Yes, Mark C.G. Boyer?
You know why it was such a bad movie? The original
Now,
title.
hold on a second. I just watched most
It
of
was
it last
horrible,
night.
yeah.
Okay. Now you're telling me why I didn't like it?
No, I'm telling you why I suspect the original title
Yeah.
was licensed revoked.
Okay.
But the studio thought Americans wouldn't know what revoked meant.
Okay. That is
just proof.
stupid.
That's
That
just-
has nothing to do with my
Well, but it's how
distaste for
stupid
this.
the whole thing was.
Timothy Dalton was a bad Bond, and I put him above Lazenby for many, many years.
Who wasn't even an actor.
But guess what? He pulled off the friggin' role better than Lazenby. And this pissed me off. So I did a little research today. I wasn't aware that David Hedison passed away. I didn't know. Felix Leiter, David Hedison from Voyage.
To the bottom,
bottom
of
of
the,
the
the
sea.
bottom of the
That dude, I thought he was still alive.
And The Fly.
Because that guy worked out. He played tennis every day. I mean, he was in his 90s when he passed away, but I was looking forward to having him on the show. So another one that I think I mentioned his name a couple years back, and he's dead.
Yeah,
So-
he did more than he played Lighter more than once.
Yeah, he did. Felix Leiter in the Bond series. And I love the Bond series, but man, this last one I can't recommend. No one wants to see Bond die. And when you, boy, this is quite the transition, but when you purchase things at Amazon, you know, you all know this because we all are sucked into that vortex of Amazon because it's so reliable and you get your stuff so quickly and it's usually quality and it's everything that they advertised. They send you those little affirmations, fill in the blank. And this one was, Matt, did Nature Vibe Botanicals yellow popcorn meet your expectations? Review it on Amazon. It's friggin' popcorn.
Oh.
And P.S., no, it didn't. It wasn't as good as that Amish popcorn that I had because I bought this stuff because I tried to find the best deal for popcorn. So I bought this stuff. But something about it doesn't taste as good as that Amish popcorn. Not knowing that there may be a difference in popcorn kernels. I didn't know that. See what we're learning today? Oh, we're going to learn an awful lot today. For example,
do.
I am so sucked into this. I guess it's sort of a series on YouTube, and it's about building complete survival shelters in the jungle. But
Wow, you really are bored.
it's this Asian female, and you know, usually if I'm sucked into this, you would think the Asian female is extra hot. She's not extraordinarily hot or anything.
It's probably going to be an Asian theme in the interior decorating.
Yeah, probably black lacquer out in the jungle. She builds these survival shelters out of stuff that is around and about 25 different versions on a tree, like a tree house. She is brilliant, this little chick.
That's cool.
Yeah, and no dialogue. Absolutely not a word in this entire YouTube thing about building complete survival shelters. And that, you have to admit, is refreshing. A female that doesn't speak? Huh?
Oh, wow.
Right, Laura?
Yep.
Right?
Right.
And Ronnie Shell and I, the comic legend, the comedian extraordinaire, the man in your favorite Disney comedies, Ronnie Shell, he and I last week, and I think it was the last half hour of the show, we were talking about HOWSER and how much we love HOWSER, who was a Marine, and then he found his way into television, and you know, he's just sort of a guy next door with that accent. He's a Southern Kentucky guy, and he'd say, Louie, get a close-up of that over here. And I know that folks throughout the country, even though he would do a lot of stuff in California, mainly, a show called California Gold, etc., I believe that he was nationally known because they would play this on PBS. and that would be a national show. And I loved this guy, down to earth. He could do 60 minutes on different sody pops. 60 minutes. How do you kill that much time? Louis, get a shot. Does that say soda or sody? But that HUELL HOWSER I love. And Ronnie Shell, of course, said, well, you know, Matt. And I said, I know exactly what you're going to say. Now, were you aware of this rumor, Tattoo Dave? HUELL HOWSER.
I don't believe so.
Gay.
I don't believe I was aware of that.
Did you ever hear that, Roman?
No.
Mark C.G. Boyer.
Absolutely.
You probably heard it from me. Lori Downey Jr.?
No.
All right. This rumor has been out there for so many years, even while he walked this earth. He passed away. And that was a sad day because I love the guy. But Ronnie said, well, you know, and I said, yeah, I do know. And then we finally said, yeah, gay. I mean, and it's been out there for so long that I believed it to be true. So I did a little research. And I could not find anything on the web, and I did a deep dive into this, nothing on the web that confirmed HUELL HOWSER being gay. Now, you would have suspected that after his death, his lover would... Lori, wouldn't you have suspected at least a lover or two would have come out?
Maybe he was just asexual.
Yeah, and Lori, I think maybe you're right. Or he put so much time into that gig of his, having Louis get the shot of that Corbin Cash vodka, Louis. Get a close-up of that Corbin Cash. It's really good. Ain't it really good, Lori?
Sure.
Are you in the show? Are you a part of the show?
I think I'm here.
It's like you're on some sort of delay, Lori Downey Jr.
Wow, sorry.
Yeah, okay. No apology zone. I don't believe, after all is said and done, and all these rumors for a gazillion years, I don't think the guy was gay.
Probably not.
And it doesn't matter one way or the other. My love for this dude and what he did on television changes not whatsoever. But that rumor was so big and so it was beyond belief that you would believe it.
How old was he when he passed?
He was, what the hell was he? Was he 50-something?
Oh, he's young.
I think. Maybe he was in his 60s.
67.
67? Oh,
Young.
yeah.
Died 2013.
He had a place out in Palm Springs. He had a place in, what is that hippie area close to Palm
20
Springs?
Palms.
No, that's the
29
J.
Palms.
No, another hippie joint.
It's where Heard was living. You know, Heard.
You're right, Laura. Amber Heard, after the trial, after she lost that thing.
She's in $1 million house over there.
And decidedly so. She is in this, and what is it called again?
Something with a J. Come on, you guys.
Joshua Tree?
VJJ. Joshua Tree.
Yeah.
Tree.
That's-
Joshua Tree.
That's it.
Yes.
Newberry Springs, it says here.
Okay,
I
Mark.
don't know.
Oh, my God. Why?
Laurie? Mm-hmm. Could do something to him.
Yeah, just hit me. I mean,
She's got $1 million house in Joshua Tree.
Of course she does. Yeah. I mention this because Joshua Tree and Palm Springs proper, HUELL HOWSER had two homes.
Wow.
And I believe he had a dog. So this could have fueled the fire of his gayness. And not that only gay people live in Palm Springs, but in 2022, it's sort of like that. I mean, the entire city council, the diversified city council of Palm Springs, so diverse. We like diversification. Every one of them LGBTQ. That's diversified, my friend. But, you know, I don't live there. So if I did live there, I would try to get on that council. But I would have to feign as though I were gay. But I've been thinking about this for weeks, as you know, becoming a black gay lesbian. And if I identify it with that, then it makes it so, as far as I'm concerned.
Palm Springs was gay when Sonny Bono was mayor.
Yeah, but it's the gayness has it is up to the rafters, Lori. I mean, it's like you throw a microphone into any of those bedrooms, I don't want to hear it.
Rob
Hey,
Hudson.
was HUELL HOWSER a stage name for him?
No, it was supposedly it was his real name. Why do you ask?
Well, because I'm
Tattoo
doing
Dave?
a little research as we speak, and I've come up with a couple of things, but all of them lead to
Gay?
Louis somebody after they say the short answer is no.
Oh, yeah.
However, never married, no kids, loved
Right.
dogs, but believed he did not have one.
Oh, okay.
And then the next thing comes up. It is common knowledge that HUELL was gay.
Yeah.
Louis did not go out of his way out to anyone. The world already knew this already.
Okay.
So
the rumor is that HUELL HOWSER was having an affair with Louis, his cameraman.
that's okay.
So, hey, Louis, would you get a shot of this?
Come in a little closer.
Could you get real close to this over here? Once again, it's conjecture. And Tattoo Dave, I think it's a crock of crap.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Because there's no validity to any of these claims. Not that it matters.
Not that it matters.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to us, but we bring it up because it's sort of interesting that this rumor has been bandied about for so many years. And you can't, believe me, you can't ask a gay person, because if you ask a gay person this question, was HUELL HOWSER gay? They will say yes, because
They want him to be.
they want everyone to be gay. They want everyone. I mean, hey, Lori, who is our regular gay guy? We did have a regular gay guy in Outlaw
Yes.
Radio every week.
That was the great Frank Hagen.
Yeah. Frank Hagen on the show, anytime you asked about rumors regarding anyone, oh, yeah, gay. Oh, 100% gay. You know, and then he'd tell you a story about a bathroom in West Hollywood. And it's like, okay, I don't need to hear it. But John Albee, my buddy from Arizona, sent me a pretty funny one. I think I have just enough time for this. Or maybe I don't. No? Okay. I'll get to this. Plus, my daughter, who happens to be an esquire now in the city of New York, Manhattan, she sent me a song, as she's known to do. And it was simply, Dad, do you know this song? And it's a song that rang a bell from years ago that I love. And I'm going to force feed it to you in mere minutes on Outlaw Radio. On YouTube, it's Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Go ahead, smash that subscribe button. Won't you?
this is how the story goes. She knows she's got everything that a woman needs to get a man. Yeah, yeah. How can she lose with the suit she used? 36, 24, 36. What a winning hand, 'cause she's a brick house. She's mighty, just letting it all hang out. And she's a brick house. I don't like lady stack, that's a fact. Ain't holding nothing back. Oh, she's a brick house. Yeah, she's the one, the only one, built like an Amazon. The clothes she wear, her sexy ways, make a old man wish for younger days. Yeah, yeah. She knows she's built and knows how to please. Sure enough to knock a strong man to his knees. 'Cause she's a brick house. Yeah, she's mighty, just letting it all hang out. Hey, brick house. I like lady stack, that's a fact. Ain't holding nothing back now. Shake it down now. Shake it down now. Shake it down now.
And now, back to the exciting climax of our story.
This is legendary Outlaw Radio.
Why, Captain Drummond.
Miss Miller?
Magic Matt Allen.
Can't go wrong with a little rocket and stereo AC/DC, my friendlies. Hi, everybody. I'm Matt, a.k.a. Magic Matt, the man with so many monikers. That way, I get more votes for Homecoming Queen. My best buddy. That's COVID. That is COVID. I get it 4 times a week. Yeah, now I'm a little loud, Lori. Now I'm a little loud. So she turned me up. John Albee in Arizona sent me this. I found it amusing enough to share it with you, and it's very rare that I find something so amusing that I want to share it. A senior citizen drove his brand, and if you've heard this, my apologies, but I'll try to make it interesting again. Senior citizen drove his brand new Corvette convertible out of the dealership. Taking off down the road, he floored it to 80 miles per hour. Enjoying the wind blowing through what little gray hair he had left. Amazing, he thought, as he flew down I-94, pushing the pedal even more. Looking in his rearview mirror, he saw a state trooper behind him, lights flashing, siren blaring. He floored it to 100 miles an hour, then 110, then 120. Suddenly he thought, what am I doing? Don't make me sing. I'm too old for this. And pulled over to await the trooper's arrival. Pulling in behind him, the trooper walked up to the Corvette, looked at his watch, and said, "Sir, my shift ends in 30 minutes. Today is Friday. If you can give me a reason for speeding that I've never heard before, I'll let you go." The old gentleman paused. Then he said to the trooper, "Officer, years ago, my wife ran off with a state trooper, and I thought you were bringing her back." The trooper said, "Have a good day, sir." Yeah. Did I get a chuckle from Lori on that?
I thought it was funny.
Okay. All right. So the email was, "Do you know this song, Dad?" From my daughter, Alexandra. She sends me a song. She does this consistently. And 99% of the time, there's songs that I like. Many of them containing minor chords, because that's what I like in a song. And then, of course, I listened to it, loved it, said, "Boy, you are obviously my daughter because you love this song." And then I pissed her off because I will piss most people off, not on purpose. I never want to piss off my daughter. I love my daughter. And simply because I may say the wrong thing to her, if I'm convicted in what I said, then I never buy it back. I won't. It's something she has to deal with. And it was simply, I sent her a podcast from one of our outlaw radio shows about a month ago, where I was speaking of Barbara Broccoli. Maybe it was a couple weeks ago, and the James Bond. Bad Time to Die, Not a Good Time to Kick It, or whatever the hell that freaking stupid movie title was. And I sent it to her, and I was throwing Barbara Broccoli under the bus on this, as I did just a few minutes ago on this Outlaw Radio. She sends back a comment, "Gee, damn it, Dad." And it's like, what? And I sent back, I said, I don't understand. What? And she simply put Barbara Broccoli in the reply. The reason, she met Barbara about a year and a half ago, and she liked Barbara a lot, and Barbara liked her. It doesn't change the fact that, as I said in this past Outlaw Radio show, Barbara's dad is spinning in his grave because she killed off Bond. So did I try to buy it back? I said no. I threw fuel on the fire, so I'm not certain she's talking to me right now, but she'll get over it. And that's my daughter. I don't kiss ass to anyone. Hence the reason I'm doing a broadcast from my backyard. And I'm certainly not in brick and mortar, although this is on the verge of brick and mortar, but it's an 1876 Virginia City, Nevada style bar, and there wasn't a lot of mortar back then, but plenty of brick. All right, so this song sends me this song, and we're going to hear the entire thing because it's that good. And by the way, I don't need your critical. What are you doing, Lori?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know either. What the hell was
Might
that?
have been my fan. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad idea. You know, Brother Mart, who, of course, did he contact you and tell you he wouldn't be here?
No.
No, he didn't. But of course, he's listening and watching on YouTube and saying, amateurs. He loves to throw Dave and Roman and Mark under the bus. But if you can't be here, by the way, you've lost your designated seat, Mark. You've lost your designated seat.
Horrors.
Yeah. So you know what he'll do? Because I got to tell you, and I love my brother. I love my brother, Mark. 2.5 years younger than me, but a lifetime younger. He's never grown past being 12. And because of that, he has to ridicule this show when he's not on it. But yet he doesn't give us a thumbs up or a heads up that he won't be here, which is, I think, totally unprofessional.
Well, we'll find out if the texts start flying into the...
Well, no, I will tell you this, Tattoo Dave, that the fact that I gave away his seat, he'll do his answer to that, I'll never come back. Fine.
Oh,
you know,
no.
that's cool, Mart.
Why would you do that?
All of a sudden, isn't that great? This is how much Lori Downey Jr., our producer, hates moi.
No.
She makes it my fault that he didn't show up and didn't. You said no text, right, Lori?
It's Howard's.
Not a word?
No, not today.
Mark C.G. Boyer, did you get anything from Art?
I rarely get anything from one.
Yeah, and I think that goes for the audience as well.
No, he's a good second banana.
Oh, Mark, God, you are a comedy killer, my friend. You're a bulldozer of wit. All right, this is the song that my daughter sent me, and it's by I have the artist on there, right,
Yes.
Lori?
Yes, you do.
Well, who is it? Can you help me?
Graham Nash.
Okay, it's a Graham Nash song. And I mentioned to my daughter that I brought them on stage. They were opening for Chicago in Jones Beach, New York.
My hometown.
Yeah, your hometown, Long Island, and at a great venue. So I spent some time with CSN backstage. I found Graham Nash to be one arrogant British son of a bitch. And all I can say now after this many years is it obviously takes one to know one. He probably wasn't. I may have had a chip on my shoulder, or he's a very confident guy. But Graham Nash, in I believe the 60s, produced one of the greatest songs, in my opinion, of all time. And my daughter found it and sent it to me. And now you're going to hear it on Outlaw Radio.
When your love has moved away, you must face yourself and you must say, I remember better days.
It's a sad song as well.
Don't you cry 'cause she is gone. She is only moving on, chasing mirrors through a haze.
By the way, we're starting with some Corbin Cash vodka, then onto the bourbon. Those watching Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube know what we're doing.
Now that you know it's nowhere, what's to stop you coming home? All you gotta do is go there, then you really realize what's going down. You went to a strange land searching for a truth you felt was wrong. That's when the heartache started. Though you're where you wanna be, you're not where you belong.
Lori, does this touch you at all?
Oh, yeah, and I miss my piano now.
Oh, it does. It does.
I miss having a piano.
But you get this, right?
Oh, yeah.
When your love has moved away, you must face yourself and you must say, I remember better days.
This is us, Lori.
Yeah.
Don't you cry 'cause she is gone. She is only moving on, chasing mirrors through a haze.
Oh, yeah, a little Graham Nash coming up, yeah? That's good stuff, man. Do you love that song, Lori?
I do. I really do. Great chords, great lyrics.
Mr. Hairband Roman over there probably... he gave us a big thumbs down.
No, it's not that.
Really?
Well, it's probably not Roman's cup of tea.
No, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, but it's, boy...
It wasn't bad.
It is me, man.
Really?
It is me. It reminds me a lot of George Harrison.
I was going to say Lennon.
Yeah, but Harrison, a specific Harrison song that is one of my favorite songs that I can't think of right now. But so Graham Nash, nicely done, my friend.
Really great song.
The best combined explanation for surging inflation, cascading idiocy. Number one, COVID hit. Lockdowns that were arguably excusable in the beginning lingered far too long, affecting far too many businesses. Policy error. Number 1, now you understand Trump was in charge during this. Number 2, the Fed reacted with QE far too excessive and far too long, continuing all the way until March 2022. Policy error number 2. Number 3, free money from Congress. Again, excusable in the beginning, but the second round by Trump was excessive, and the third by Biden was preposterous. Policy errors 3 and 4, with Biden getting far more of the blame. Number 4, demand shift to goods away from services as a result of the above mentioned items. Number 5, the demand shift to goods happened when there were fewer workers due to continuing lockdowns. 6, the U.S. meddled in Ukraine in 2014, setting the stage for war. Ukrainian President Zelensky kept insisting to the bitter end it wanted to be in the EU and NATO, both red flags to Putin. Accurately labeled Zelensky's statements a policy error and blamed Putin for the war. So that makes policy errors 5, 6, and 7, counting U.S. meddling in 2014. The top 4 when we return on OutlawRadioLive.com.
We'll be right back with a little bit more of OutlawRadioLive.com. Don't go away, folks. We're just getting started.
Did you beg the hand that feeds you? Do you feel the need to talk about it? Now you're fighting for your corner, saying that you ought to laugh about it. You should get a little braver, do us all a favor, shout about it. Sweet sour, sweet sour, sweet sour. Pick up your stitches, better than your riches, think about it. I know what you've been through, you don't really need to talk about it. It's just a little karma, trying to disarm you, shout about it. Sweet sour, sweet sour, sweet sour, sweet sour, sweet sour, sweet sour, sour by the minute, but you're sweeter by the hour.
We stand for fun. We stand for great cigars. We stand for the perfect martini. And we stand for the American flag. We are Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt Allen.
All right, next hour, Hulu's Life in Beth star Michael Rappaport. You know how much we love that douchebag. Says Christian women, girls who get raped will regret Roe reversal. And I have some choice Rappaport to play for you. Did I ever mention how much this guy disgusts me? And cage match. Give me 2 months. Give me 2 months to get into shape. I'll fight this piece of crap. Oh, he'll kill me. But, man, I will injure him. This Michael Rappaport. I can't stand that guy. But, you know, he's from Boston. Where was I on this?
What does that mean?
What?
Because he's from Boston. What does that mean?
Well, you know.
I don't.
Oh, come on. I've talked about Boston on this show. Okay. I've had a couple good days in Boston. Love their Four Seasons, the Ritz Hotel, great little cigar bar. Went to Davidoff's on the main drag there in Boston. Had a good time. However, there are two cities, major cities in the United States of America, that don't need to exist. Boston is one of them, and the other one is San Diego. All right. The best combined explanations. I would say this is only my opinion, but I must tell you, my friends, this is fact. The best combined explanation for surging inflation, cascading idiocy. We're on to 7. Angela Merkel kowtowing to the Greens. As you know, this happened. Merkel mothballed Germany's nuclear plants, creating greater dependence on energy from Russia. This is policy error number 8. And who predicted this? Donald friggin' Trump said this would happen. This is a bad idea. We need to be our own. What they became was their own worst enemies, as we have done here in the United States of America by shutting down the pipeline. Number 8, what about Biden and the U.S. Greens telling Big Oil it wanted to put them out of business? Guess what? Energy investment plunged. Policy error number 9. Number 9, inane sanctions in response to the war, busted supply chains and energy, policy errors 10 and 11 by the U.S. and EU. And finally, please consider Biden's stupid energy policy to rising oil price. Instead of taking actions to increase oil supply, which is sort of, that would be, well, common sense, Biden blamed oil companies. He threatened tax hikes, threatened FTC involvement, blamed gouging, then, with refinery capacity already crippled, demanded more ethanol from corn. The ethanol demand will increase the need for fertilizer, increase summer smog, and drive more small refiners out of business. I'm not certain how many policy errors there are in point 10. Pick a number. Am I making this up? My God, how do you continue voting as a Democrat? And if you are a Democrat, do the right thing. Vote for a Republican. No, I'm not a Republican. I'm registered as a Republican. But what I am is a pragmatist. And I suggest you try it. Love the United States of America. Love your neighbor. Do the right. I take back that part about loving your neighbor. You don't necessarily have to love your neighbor. In fact, you could be next door to some Hollywood piece of crap celeb. Then would you love them? Nah. We'll be this after back on the Big Dog on YouTube, where Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio and fine radio stations, many of them in Wisconsin.
You're listening to OutlawRadioLive.com. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Oh, it's a long, long time from May to December, and the days grow short when you reach September, when the autumn weather turns the leaves to flame, and you ain't got time for the waiting game. When the days dwindle down to a precious few, September, November, and these few golden days I'd share with you. Those are golden days I'd share with you. When the days dwindle down to a precious few, September, November, and all those golden days I'd share with you. Those golden days I'd share with you. Those golden days I'd share with you. Those golden days I'd share with you.
You know, we're the last line of defense. And really, the comedians are the last, the voice of truth in this whole thing.
Hi, this is Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time! Outlaw Radio for all of us. Outlaw Radio for all of us. Outlaw Radio for all of us.
Hi, this is Sean Young on Outlaw Radio.
Hey, this is Shelley Berman on Outlaw Radio. Listen, come on, listen to me or listen to Matt. If you like being bored, it's great for you.
It's Robert Hayes. I'm here on Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt, a.k.a. The Weasel. We are here to drink. We're here to smoke. We're here to interrupt. You may drink. You may smoke. You may interrupt, but I'm here to...
Live from the Lighten Up Lounge, this is Dom DeLuise saying, this is Outlaw Radio.
Hi, this is Chuck Woolery at Lighten Up Lounge on Outlaw Radio. It was lots of fun, guys. Be back, 2 and 2.
Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and you're listening to Outlaw Radio, where we smoke, we drink, and occasionally we bother people who look old and weak.
Hi, this is Rick Dees with Magic Matt, a.k.a. Mr. Cigar. In the Lighten Up Lounge, we drink, we smoke, we interrupt.
Yes, sir. We are live on great radio stations across America and on YouTube. Those commie bastards at Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. You simply search that in your YouTube and you'll find us. And if we're not live, we're there. We are there. A cadre of shows back to back. Worth your time. Day. Unless you don't have something better to do. So when do these play? By the way, Billy Dilly is. I noticed he was in the shot. He found a place he could sit to be in the shot. Lori, right over there.
I see him.
Yeah, but our audience doesn't. Oh, you already
they see him.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, we all see Billy.
That's Billy Dilly, our HR man here on Outlaw Radio. A Marine, my friends, much like HOWSER. I don't know how much like HOWSER, but a Marine. So, wait, Billy Dilly said you worked at Huell's house?
Yeah.
And he didn't come on to you, right? Did you get the impression he was gay?
No, because I always dealt with his wife.
Okay, Huell HOWSER was not married. And by the way, that was a little off mic, but Billy Dilly, our HR man, said, nah, I only worked with his wife. He was not married. Not a married man. Not married. I don't even think he lived with a chick, but maybe he did. Talk about dispelling the rumors of Huell HOWSER's gayness. Not that it matters, my friends. So when do these Planned Parenthood insurrectionists get arrested for storming the Wisconsin Capitol building to intimidate lawmakers? This happened. Today was the darkest day in Wisconsin democracy, my friends. Worse than Pearl Harbor and 9/11 combined.
Yikes.
Lori, you got it there. Wisconsin. Hit it. These are these idiot sticks parading about, these insurrectionists in Wisconsin. I can't make out what they're saying. Can you?
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. Is that what they're saying? Because I thought that they were, if you listen carefully, I think they're promoting a radio station in New York. It sounds like they're saying PLJ. It's PLJ.
They're saying shut it down.
Oh, see, it takes a female ear to dissect and to elicit the truth from these idiot stick protesters in Wisconsin. Lori, let's hear it again. So what do they want shut down?
PLJ.
PLJ. They want
Yes.
the radio station. Well, they got their wish because PLJ is now I believe, a religious station.
Oh.
Or either that or Latin. But either one, I'm all for it. I like the American way, and that means make your radio station anything you want, unless it's hate speech. And by the way, what is hate speech? Anything the left doesn't like. Let's hear it again. In Wisconsin, these incredible insurrectionists, but they weren't arrested, right? Here we go. PLJ. Shut it down. All right. The lawmakers were in session as this happened. These protesters swarmed the building. This is true, to pressure them into changing a vote, which I've heard is high treason. Is that not high treason? I heard. It's the rumor bandied about. It's high treason. Wait a second. I forgot. These are leftists. So they can invade the sacred spaces of democracy and burn stuff down without consequence.
Oh. What would they accept it about?
Please proceed with the calls for baby murder, pink shirts. Please proceed. What, Laura?
What were they upset about?
Didn't I just say proceed with the calls for baby murder? Didn't I? I believe I just said that. And speaking of such, Hulu's... God, this guy keeps getting gigs. He's a good actor, but I don't know how much acting he does. It's always the same role. He always plays the prickish piece of crap. Hulu's Life and Beth star Michael Rappaport says Christian women, girls who get raped will regret role reversal. He says you'll learn. And this is one of our favorites, Michael Rappadouche. Enjoy.
all these sick, fake evangelists and right-wing kooks, pro-life freak dudes that are excited about what happened with Roe vs. Wade act like they don't get women pregnant on accident, like they don't break condoms on one-night stands.
Pause. What?
He's placing the blame on the men.
What? They don't break condoms on one-night stands? Is he trying to be clever there? Nightstands? One-night stand? I don't know what he's doing.
Maybe that was his problem.
What?
In the past, that he got someone pregnant.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Unplanned is a tough putt, my friends. I understand this. Start from the beginning. He only got into it about 15 seconds. But this guy is King Hollywood douchebag Michael Rappaport.
All these sick, fake evangelists and right-wing kooks.
Pause. What makes them fake? I mean, what necessarily makes them fake? Are you saying because they may have had abortions, and they may have, but simply because they may have had an indiscretion and then went through with an abortion doesn't make it right? Doesn't necessarily make it right. Continue with Mike Idiot Stick.
Pro-life freak dudes that are excited about what happened with Roe vs. Wade act like they don't get women pregnant on accident, like they don't break condoms on one-night stands. You'll regret it, and all you women, evangelists, right-wing freaks act like you can't be raped, like your daughters can't be raped, molested, like you can't get pregnant.
Pause.
Sick.
Yeah, isn't he though?
He's really sick.
But he's, isn't he inferring that he could be the perp?
Well, he did. He said basically that happened to him. He broke a condom.
Without saying it.
Oh, he said it.
Yeah, but your daughters can't get raped? Michael Rappaport?
Sick.
Douche? Continue.
Be like, oh, fuck, I don't want to have a baby with this fucking guy, or I don't want to have a baby in general. You'll learn. You reap what you sow, you fucks. You reap what you sow. Because when that baby's in you and you don't want to have it, or you have a girl that has a baby that you don't want to have, you reap what you sow, you sick fucks.
I hope this guy doesn't have any children.
What is he talking about? He's like controversing. He's like controversing himself. Is that a word?
No, you made up. It's a Long Island word,
Okay.
Lori. Oh, yeah. It's another made-up Long Island word.
All right, but he's like contradicting himself.
Because he's an idiot stick. Michael Rappaport. And comedian Billy Eichner had a meltdown via an all-caps tweet exclaiming, "Get your fictional, hateful Bible stories and your fake fictional religious bull S out of your effing lives, F you." That's Billy Eichner. Meanwhile, the meltdown continues over at Full Frontal.
Samantha B.
Our favorite brain trust, Samantha B. Continue, Lori, please. This is Samantha B. who has...
How painful it is to be here now in a place where the Supreme Court has the power to erase 50 years of constitutional law. Make no mistake, this is not where it ends. Conservatives will not rest until they have come for all of our rights. Everything we have fought for could be lost.
Pause. Like what? Anybody here?
Well, I know where she's going.
Tattoo Dave, Roman, Mark. What other rights, Lori?
So the contraceptive pill, which I don't even know what that is. I guess it kills the baby.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, the day after or whatever?
Yeah. Right, the day after. So they want to get rid of that.
I'm imagining that's probably pretty easy to get on the black market.
Yeah.
I mean, we can get any damn drug in the Silver Lake District here in Southern California.
It used to be something that they would send to them in the mail, depending on the state that they lived in. And then the third thing is that they're concerned LGBTQ and all gay people.
You put a D in there, Lori, and I
did?
appreciate that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Whatever.
That stands for damn Yankees.
Well, sorry. But they're afraid that their marriages are going to be dissolved and they're not going to be able to get married again in the future. Because the rights are being taken from people the government should not be involved in this. And hang on, and I'm a woman here, and I'm pro-life.
Right.
But it's not just all conservatives, because there are a lot of liberals that were for this as well.
Lori, Lori, the government got heavily involved in the Roe versus Wade decision.
But that was 50 years ago.
That was government.
You know what?
So because it was 50 years ago, it doesn't make it bad law?
It shouldn't be today. It should not be today.
Not following your reasoning one iota.
Okay.
Makes absolutely no sense to me.
Before the
If
pandemic.
it's bad law, it's bad law. And I read the law, and I read the jurists, and it made sense to me.
Because you're a man.
No,
So
it
if
had nothing to do
if somebody
with
rapes-
my intense maleness.
Hang on.
But everything to do with bad law written 50 years ago.
Okay, so here's the deal
It should
today.
be a states' rights issue, and now it is again.
It shouldn't even be involved in the government.
Abortion isn't banned. And by the way, our friggin' piece of crap governor, Gavin Nuisance, this guy is happy as hell because maybe folks will move back to California so they can get themselves a dead baby.
That's a stretch. I'm going to tell you something, Matt.
I'm telling you, he's
God
a
forbid.
happy man, Lord.
God forbid your daughter, who is of the age that she could get pregnant, is raped. She's going to have that baby, and they're going to care more about the baby than her life.
Correct.
If
indeed she decides that is not right for her, that is her thing.
Right.
And simply because and by the way, she's in New York, Lori. What's the problem here?
The problem is if she moved to a state,
She's in New York.
Right
Let's
now.
not talk hypotheticals.
Right now, but she could move.
States, many of those states are small states that are very close together.
There's a lot of
Cross
them.
the border, get yourself a dead baby.
You know what, Matt? My late husband, Morton Downey Jr., got his PhD at Notre Dame for writing What's an Abortion on a Capitalist Society.
Right.
And that's how he got his PhD. He was pro-life. He swaddled a 6-month fetus through the Mojave Desert and gave it to Faye Waddleton, who passed out on the stand.
He should not be swatting a fetus, Lori.
That was back in the 60s.
Right.
We are now in 2022.
Yes.
And I agree that people, like women, were just getting pregnant and throwing their babies.
Right.
It was disgusting. This is before the pandemic, and I was appalled by this.
Right.
Because I am pro-life.
Yes.
But I think that when
You don't sound it.
Well, when someone's raped, or if it comes to...
Understood. There are circumstances, Lori, and I'm 100% with you.
Okay.
Those circumstances, that is a tough thing. But, it's your God you have to deal with. I'm not pointing fingers here. I'm simply saying it was bad law. Put it back into the state's jurisdiction. They did that. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. Lori, are you watching CNN and MSN these days?
No, I'm not.
Because you're starting to believe that all of a sudden that these folks who want to kill their baby can't do such. That's incorrect. All the blue states and some of the reds, you can still kill your baby, Lori.
I've never killed a baby, Matt. I've never had a chase.
Well, hold on. Anybody in this room? Did anyone hear me accusing Lori of killing a baby?
What I'm saying is, Matt,
Yes.
that it shouldn't be, the government should not be involved in the choice of a woman and her body.
Yes, it should be a state's issue.
No government's issue. It's none of their damn business.
Fine, if it's a no state's issue. Let's go with that. But we don't have that. And for 50 years, we had the government, the vast government, making bad law for 50 years when it should be a state's rights or a non-issue, I guess, Lori?
So what's going to happen is the people that are poor, that happen to live in a state like the state...
You are watching MSN and CNN, aren't you?
I'm not.
Come on.
I'm conservative with liberal leanings, and I'm really appalled by this.
Yeah.
And I am. And I am pro-life, and I don't agree with it. And those poor women that have sex crimes done to them, or they're raped or whatever...
Lori, you and I are on the same page. That is a gray area for me, and I am with you on that, and I don't have the stinking answer. It's
This
one of
is a
those rare
slippery slope.
times. Lori, it's not a slippery slope.
Oh, my God.
What is explain the slippery slope.
I will. So those poor women that go through a sex crime or some god-awful thing that happens to them,
Right.
they don't have the money to go to a state if they happen to be in a state where the abortion is illegal.
Yeah.
So they have to to find a way or find somebody to help them get to the right state. And I don't think that's correct.
But you said slippery slope. You're not explaining that.
It is a slippery slope, Matt, because
Where does this lead to?
it leads to the child being. What if the mother has complications? So we have to be thinking about the baby.
Do you know
and
how
not the mother?
Do you know how rare that is these days in 2022?
Not really, because everybody's mentally ill.
100% incredibly rare that childbirth has with it complications. It is rare.
Matt, there are so many people that don't have insurance.
So you don't believe it should be a state's issue. You believe big government. You believe in big government with the overwhelming friggin' bat telling you what to do.
I believe that this should never have been changed. It should have never been overthrown. I think it's none of their business.
So you believe in big government that's what you're telling me.
I don't want the government involved with women's bodies.
Roman, help me here. Am I arguing with her to argue?
Well, I think you're totally wrong.
Fine.
So, you know.
In what respect?
Well, first of all, you're talking about, it has to be rape. Well, so what if there's a one-night stand or
I
whatever?
didn't say it has to be rape. I said it's a gray area, and it's something that I don't have the answer to.
Okay, let's make it not gray.
But
Sex crime.
That's a tough putt, man.
Make it a sex crime.
But that is a sex crime. That's rape, Lori.
So what if it's like a father with a daughter or an incestual thing with a brother?
Right. That's my point.
But who cares about that?
But that's not the overriding issue here. The issue here is it's back to the states governing and their judgment.
But the other question is, why do you care that it's a federal thing? They just wanted it to be legal. So what difference does it make?
Yeah.
Well, I'm pro. You know me. I'm pro-abortion. I think it should be mandatory for people.
That's Roman.
You know?
That's Roman, and I do know you. And I do know your stance.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Doesn't mean I love you any less.
And to change something, who cares? It was a bad law.
So what you're saying is either way, state or the big arm of government,
stay out of it.
Stay out of it completely.
Yeah, well, because they are in it, because they say it's not us, and you can't pretend that there's Lori makes it. She talks about poor people. You don't have to be poor.
Right.
But what about the drug addicted people?
Oh yeah,
whatever.
Of course.
You think they're rich?
No.
What?
Do you think the drug addicted people are rich?
Many are.
Well, that's not what. Don't change.
I don't think that's where he was going with that.
No, and you're changing the subject. And many rich people are addicted to drugs. Of course.
So they just get the better drugs.
What if you're drunk and you have a one-night stand? And oops. Well, so now you got to have a baby.
Well,
Screw that.
I do believe in personal responsibility.
Well, okay, but personal responsibility.
Right.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I leave here, maybe having one too many cocktails.
Are you saying that we can find you at the hooker bar?
No, maybe in jail for DUI.
Well, let me ask you this.
Maybe smashed into a park.
Okay.
This is a little bit off.
Yeah.
But what do you feel about young men who are irresponsible, right? Because they just want to have sex. How about a vasectomy, right? When they're young, and then have it reversed when they're older.
Lori, I believe in personal responsibility. If a guy is going to dip it, no matter how young they happen to be or how old they happen to be, it is their responsibility. As it is the females. It goes both ways.
Of course it does. But they're not responsible, Matt.
But the female can say no.
Okay, but
not always.
Not always, and we're back to rape.
A slippery slope.
No, it's not a slippery slope, Lori.
Oh my God.
Okay, hold on a second. Wait, there's more. Ordered before midnight. There's more from Mr. Articulation, dipshit Michael Rappaport. Continue, please.
We take it back.
Oh,
it's not just about voting in November.
So
it's about doing everything in our power to protect and help vulnerable people access abortion across state lines. And we have to raise hell.
Did she say cross-state lines?
In Washington, in every restaurant Justice Alito eats at for the rest of his life. Because if Republicans have made our lives hell, it's time to return the favor.
Yeah. So anywhere Judge Alito eats, you should be making his life miserable. What a piece of crap you are, Samantha Bee. What a piece of friggin'... All right, abortion legal when it comes to you. Or your parents.
Okay.
What a friggin' bitch she is. But wait, there's more from Mr. Idiot Stick Michael Rappaport. Enjoy. Here he comes.
You overturned Roe versus Wade, and the leader of the pack, Clarence Thomas, you handsy, good-for-nothing, sexual harassing motherfucker, you creep.
Pause. He was exonerated on all charges. And Michael, why don't you just say it? Michael Rappaport, say the N-word. I know you want to. I know what you want to call him. I know what is deeply embedded in your soul, you nasty, cretin piece of crap, Michael Rappaport.
You creep. If you had gotten what you want from Anita Hill with your overtures and your sexual advancements, and you had somehow, some way impregnated her, right? Being married and all that, right? Mr. Judge, Mr. Supreme Court Judge.
Pause. Well, at least he got that right. Yes, he is a judge. He is a Supreme Court judge. And one of the good ones. One of the good ones, Michael Rappadum. Continue.
If you had impregnated an Anita Hill, what would you have done with that baby, you fucking...
Pause. How do you know what he would have done? I love the laugh. They're so knowing. They know what's best for all of us.
They know everything. And
they know what you would have done. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, continue with the douchebag.
You'd have aborted it. You'd have paid for the abortion, and you'd have paid the hush money, because you're a creep, cock, sucker, you. Bunch of fake, phony motherfuckers out there. What would you have done with that baby, Clarence? Pubic hair, Clarence, you freak. You freaky little horny old dirty breath. I know your breath smells like old coffee, newspaper, and stale Band-Aids, you creepy kook, you.
Who's the creepy kook?
Oh. Yeah.
Stale Band-Aids and newspaper? I mean, the coffee I get, but...
Didn't you call him pubic hair?
Yeah, on the Coke can, yes. It goes way the hell back. Rappaport, you're a big dummy, but continue being a big dummy so we don't have to guess your intellect. A lot to get to, including Barbara Streisand and Mark Ruffalo declaring the Supreme Court the American Taliban.
Oh, I heard that.
Next on Outlaw Radio.
If there's a cure for this, I don't want it. If there's a cure for this, I don't want it. I think about it all the time. Thinking only makes me smile and say, ooh. If there's a cure for this, I don't want it. I don't want it. If there's a remedy, I run from it. I promise. Try to chase you from my mind. Try as a waste of time, 'cause I love you. Got the sweetest hangover. I don't wanna get over. Sweetest hangover. Yeah. I don't wanna get over. Sweet love. Sweet love.
is Outlaw Radio.
If you don't mind, I'd like to take time out of my busy schedule of eating, drinking, and yakking here on Outlaw Radio to thank Rick, our poker playing buddy, for turning us on to Corbin Cash Bourbon. It is truly the greatest. It's good.
Yes.
And that bottle that you're holding over there, Tattoo Dave, is
Glorious.
a bottle that should be poured into a nice glass instead of red plastic cups.
Yes.
But damn it, we have no class here on Outlaw Radio. Absolutely. I wish we could garner just a little class.
It's coming.
Well, there's Lori, our producer. Right? She's sort of classy. You're a classy broad, aren't you?
I got a red cup also.
Okay. Absolutely no class. No class in session here on Outlaw Radio. Now, I hear rumor that you want to thank someone for subscribing to our YouTube channel,
Oh, yeah.
Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Oh, yeah, Lori Downey Jr., originally from Long Island.
Long Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to thank Farley Maloris. Did I butcher him?
It's probably Malorus, but you know the way you pronounce it on the island would be Malaris.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheers to Farley Maloris, who just joined us. He's from K-Rock. I remember him back in the day.
No, he did horoscope stuff, and he was good, man. Radio guy subscribing to Outlaw Radio. I appreciate that very much.
How fun.
Cheers.
And I understand he's a good dude. And yeah, cheers to you, Farley. Appreciate it. Why the
Corbin
feedback,
Cash, too.
Lori?
I don't know.
Well, try to figure it out and
Sure.
fix this. You're the producer. Barbara Streisand, Mark Ruffalo declare the Supreme Court the American Taliban. Left-wing Hollywood agitators and those Hollywood types, they're right over there. They're about 12 miles where I'm pointing. If you're watching us on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, you see me pointing over there. That's where they live. They're over there. We're in the valley, the San Fernando Valley. They're over there. 12 miles. Those left-wing Hollywood agitators. Barbara Streisand, well, now Streisand, she's over there. She's in Malibu.
Yeah, she is.
So she's in the other direction. She's that way. And Mark Ruffalo, I don't know where he lives. Don't care. Do know that Mark Ruffalo is king of all douchebags. They took to Twitter to accuse Republicans, Christians, and the U.S. Supreme Court of being the American Taliban in the wake of the court's decision overturning Roe versus Wade. These should be your friends, Lori. You sort of agree with them,
They
don't you?
need to attack religion. Religion has nothing to do with a woman's body.
Well,
What do you mean?
what if we call the lovely female form a temple?
Yeah, but
I
that-
do. I look at a female body as a temple of anxiety for me over
I guess
the years.
so.
Hollywood, of course, was out of their minds over the Dobbs decision. Dozens of celebrities experienced an epic meltdown. More than the decision itself, I am so happy these idiots are having a bad day. I am from the bottom of my heart, I am so happy that they're unhappy because they're a bunch of cretin pieces of crap America hating mother effers.
Well, you know what's not so funny? The left does...
This show right now? Yes, Lori?
You know...
What?
So when I go out and I have another position I do...
I thought you were going to say it. I have another shot of Corbin Cash vodka.
I do love it.
Yeah. Then?
So these people, the left, the far left, will accuse me of being a Bible...
No. There is no far left. You're either on the left or you're not. There's no degree
there's no gray
of
area
left.
there.
No. You can be an old school liberal, fine. I love you. I think you vote wrong, and I think you're sort of an idiot, but I don't dislike you. The left, I can't stand you. Yes, Lori?
So I've been accused...
Always the diplomat, by the way. I'm always the diplomat. Yes?
So I was accused of being a Bible-thumping person because I wore cowboy boots on white and I wear a cross around my neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it was the cowboy boots or the cross? Which
It
one?
didn't matter because it was also.
Remember when you picked up Shelley Berman one day?
Oh my God!
Our
yes.
beloved comedian extraordinaire who has kicked off the Ed Sullivan show, obviously a gazillion years ago because he's been dead forever. But that was the show. Like after him, the Johnny Carson show, Tonight Show, etc. He was kicked off for doing, I forget what the hell he did, but Shelley, a dear friend, I loved him, but Lori showed up at his house.
Yeah, to
look
pick him up.
And by the way, look up Shelley Berman so you know who this guy is. He was a legendary comedian.
Yes.
And once again, he was a good guy. I loved him. Had a knife collection that would blow your mind.
Better than mine?
Beautiful man. Yes.
Wow.
This man had knives beyond belief. Shelley Berman was picked up by Lori one day, and Lori, I think the next day, said, you know, Shelley was not very happy with me.
Oh, he wasn't.
Because of my cross. What did he say?
Well, I had like 5 crosses hanging from my rearview mirror.
By the way, that's a lot of crosses when you're picking up a Jew, okay?
I
That's
got
a
a
lot of
rosaries.
friggin' crosses, Lori. I mean, it's almost like you're blasting it in his face.
No.
Yes.
Yeah?
I didn't put them there for him.
Mark, you're a Jew. If you see that many crosses,
I'm not getting in the car.
yeah. Aren't you a little frightened for your life?
I think I'm going to the intervention.
So Lori, wasn't that sort of the response you received from Shelley Berman?
Oh, yeah. He was very offended by all my crosses, and he didn't want to stay in my car. Matter of fact, I was going to take him home because I brought him over to do the show. And
He called a
didn't wanna-
taxi.
No, he didn't want to get my car.
Yeah, of course.
We had to have Mark take him home.
Yep.
A good nebbish Jewish boy, Mark C.G. Boyer.
When I picked him up one time from his house.
Yeah.
Because I was
And-
fired.
Well, no, I don't know if it was before or after.
No, it was after.
Believe me, the goy was fired on this one. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Lord?
I've been around a lot longer than you, Mark.
He
Trust me.
was majorly pissed at me.
Yeah?
Because I picked him up and the boxing match that was going on at that time was still going.
Oh, yeah, he loved boxing.
He loved boxing.
Yeah, he did.
He just complained the whole trip.
I miss him. He had the greatest wife.
Are you sure it wasn't your driving?
Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
He had the greatest
From
wife
the
in the
door
history of wives. His wife would laugh at a joke that he told 20,000 times. She was the greatest audience, the sweetest woman. I hope she's still alive. Wouldn't it be fun to get her over here? No, not really. Oscar-winning actress and pop star Barbra Streisand let the hate flow, calling the SCOTUS the American Taliban. The Yenta star. That's the last
Yenta or Yentel?
last time she had a friggin' hit movie, saying the court uses religious dogma to overturn the constitutional right to abortion. By the way, abortion's never been a constitutional right, ever.
Right.
This court is the American Taliban, old Bab said. Not to be outdone, Marvel's Hulk, Mark Ruffalo, also jumped on the American Taliban accusation train. Indeed, Ruffalo went on to urge supporters to fight like hell. Fight like hell? What does that mean? What is it? So Alito make his dining experiences really bad, find out where he's going to have a steak, and then go in and make a ruckus?
Well, I happened to watch a protest downtown LA last night.
Yeah.
And it was a ruckus because they were fighting the police that were just trying to keep peace and order.
I know,
in their protest.
the poor cops, man, just trying to do their gig, man.
That was very upsetting.
Just trying to do their gig as I talk like a guy from the 70s, man. Am I Shaggy from Scooby-Doo all of a sudden? Scooby-Doo. Time to fight like hell in any way you know how. Oh, is that right, Mark Ruffalo? In any way you know how? Well, the good news is it's the left, so they don't have guns. Still, despite the attack on Christians, Republicans in the Supreme Court, some responded to Ruffalo and Streisand by relating how they were unhappy that the stars had compared the Islamic Taliban to Christians.
That's right.
So many a Christian happens to be on the left, you see. Many a Christian happens to be a Democrat. So Ruffalo and Streisand God darn it, you two. You know, I want to come over and I just want to give you a noogie. You know, because I want to help you. I want to teach you how stupid you two are. But you probably don't need me to teach you. Pop star Phoebe Bridgers. Anybody know this broad?
No, who is she?
See, if my brother Mart were here, he'd probably say, "Oh yeah, she's hot."
Yeah, he knows everybody.
He does. Greatest production ever. That pop star Phoebe Bridgers says "F America," but she says the word.
Oh, that's sweet.
Well, we'll hear from her in concert in a second. So I don't know if she does say it, but I think she does. There's a lot of bleeping in this show today for our terrestrial stations.
Oh, yeah.
On YouTube, we get away with it, although we still get partially banned. Don't know why, but it happens. Pop star Phoebe Bridgers led a crowd of concert goers in an F the Supreme Court chant in response to the High Court's decision to overturn Roe versus Wade. She also told the crowd, F America, like, comma, F you. Okay. Phoebe Bridgers. Lori, do you know who this is?
I don't.
She looks a lot like Emily D. Baker.
Oh, she does.
Yeah.
She's not a young gal, right?
No, I don't. Yeah, she's probably.
Does anybody give a ass about this chick?
What does she do?
Phoebe Bridgers was performing at the Glastonbury Festival in England when she addressed the outdoor crowd. So she's in England. She's probably British.
I would imagine.
Yeah, right?
Unless she's done with America.
I don't know.
And moved over there.
I don't know anything about her, but this is her.
She's deep into this.
In concert a few days ago. Go ahead.
In all honesty, it's
wait, stop.
surreal.
Let's start over. And by the way,
in all honesty,
she just proved to me how stupid a friggin' miserable dip S she is. In all honesty. So anything else I tell you, crowd, like how much I love you and appreciate you spending your hard-earned cash to be here watching me, all those are lies. Because I need to preface a truth with in all honesty, or I'm just being honest here. I'm so tired of that. I'm so tired of overusing the word amazing. Amazing. Everything's amazing. Phoebe Bridgers, you, my friend, are a dumb effing bitch. Continue. She's in concert.
I didn't
Here
hear an
she
accent,
is.
though.
Here she is. No. She's probably American.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Okay, here we go.
In all honesty, it's like super surreal and fun.
Pause. You don't have to add super. You can just... Surreal is a good enough word. Let's just go with surreal, you inarticulate idiot stick. I don't even know if she's talented. You know, maybe she's a good guitar player. That and the subway token. I mean, the idiot stick that tried to kill Ronald Reagan performed in New York to a sold-out concert. Man, we have a lot of dip-esses in this country, don't we? And it's not just this country. She's performing in Glastonbury, England. More with the great and less than ubiquitous Phoebe Bridgers.
But I'm having like the shittiest day. Like, are there any Americans here?
In Glastonbury?
Who wants to say fuck the Supreme Court on 3? 1, 2, 3.
They're such children. They're such children.
In England.
Fuck that shit.
She's got to bring it to
America.
England.
Like, fuck you.
Pause. Did you hear what she says?
Yeah, fuck you, America.
Yeah.
Fuck
Pardon.
America.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then fuck you to the crowd of Americans
Who might be
who
there.
were cheering the fact that they were Americans.
Right.
Oh my, these people are so stupid. How did they get a vote? How did they get one vote? They're so stupid. Continue.
All these irrelevant old motherfuckers trying to tell us what to do with our fucking bodies.
This might be the record for bleeping this show.
Ugh. Like, yeah, I don't know. Fuck it. Whatever.
Oh, yeah. Let's say the F word again, because I'm a performer. And then she goes on to perform this song, which I thought sort of smacked in the face.
Bless the beast and the children. For in this world they have no voice.
They have no choice.
They have no choice.
Wasn't that what this decision was all about? But yet, there she is, Phoebe Bridgers, will take us to break on OutlawRadioLive.com. Through great radio stations throughout America and a little part of Canada and some of Florida, mostly Wisconsin, and on YouTube at Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Just occurred to me that I want more than anything to wear a 10-gallon hat and big-ass alligator boots like Burt Reynolds because I want to be a cowboy.
Riding on the range, I've got my hat on, I've got my boots dusty, I've got my saddle on my horse. He's cold, of course. I wanna be a cowboy, and you can be my cowgirl. I wanna be a cowboy, and you can be my cowgirl. I wanna be a cowboy.
Having to sit through these long motherfucking breaks, man. And I feel for you. Roman, we were talking about Sly Stallone, and you worked with a Russian guy years ago, and what happened?
So, yeah, he just had to go to his house to fix his projector, the whole system to get it up and running. And he pulls into this, his driveway, and he's driving this old beat-up Toyota or whatever, and right when he parks, there's like a couple of guys, does your car leak oil? And they're all putting cardboard under his car.
You mean at Stallone's house?
Stallone's house.
Because they're afraid there'll be oil on it?
Yeah. And
I've never understood the anal retentiveness when you make a few $1 million. I've never understood that.
And then, so...
All right, Laura.
I wanna be a cowboy, and you can be my cowgirl. I wanna be a cowboy.
Passive Aggressive has a new home. You're listening to Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt Allen.
It's Outlaw Radio time!
When we're away these days on terrestrial radio, playing commercials, whatever it is, to keep us on board your local radio station, on YouTube, Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, we're turning the mics up these days so you can hear the behind-the-scenes crap. Now, if that isn't worthy of a subscription from you, my gosh, what is? It's like Christmas every day if you subscribe to Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube. We were talking about Phoebe Bridgers a few seconds ago and the fact that her chant in concert was F America like F you. And she was in England, and she had a bunch of Americans after she posed the question, any Americans in the audience? And they, yeah! And then she said, well, F America, F you. And this gal has no British accent, so I'm assuming she's from the States. Anybody do any due diligence? Know where she's from? Don't care. Taylor Swift, though, rages over SCOTUS abortion ruling. Women stripped of rights. Of course, Taylor Swift, who has a great daddy. Look up her daddy. Her daddy is bona fide, dyed-in-the-wool good guy. But Taylor has blasted the Supreme Court's decision to overturn ROE, claiming the ruling has stripped women of the rights, well, to kill a child, I believe. Isn't that what you're saying? You're saying that, right, Taylor? So they've stripped women of the rights to kill a child, to kill an innocent child, the right to murder an innocent child. Taylor Swift, who endorsed Joe Biden's 2020 bid for the White House, condemned the High Court's ruling in a tweet. And Cheryl One-Ply Crow.
Oh, God.
You know why I call her that, Tattoo Dave?
I don't, but I can.
Well, because
she only uses one ply?
She only uses one ply because she doesn't want to kill the trees.
Oh.
Yes, only one piece of toilet paper. That is one butt you don't want your nose to be near. Cheryl Crow. She reacted to the U.S. Supreme Court overruling Dub, proclaiming, I do not recognize my country. Oh, God, these people are too stupid to even listen to. Don't know what to even say. I do not recognize my country, she said in an Instagram post. We fight to hang on to our military-grade weapons. We battle, yes, to keep you safe, you dumb broad. You former backup singer for Barry Manilow. We battle over the smallest steps toward protecting our families from being shot in grocery stores or at concerts. We suggest arming our teachers rather than facing down the political power of the NRA. Oh, these Cheryl Crows. But if I were single, would I nail her? Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. I would rip the friggin' liberal right out of her body. That's why I'm here. I have a purpose, my friends. We have a chock-full hour next, including a brand new song by Big Red. Wow. Oh, you're going to love it on Outlaw Radio.
Everybody's got a thing, but some don't know how to handle it. Always reaching out in vain, just taking the things not worth having. But don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing, mama, 'cause I'll be standing on the side when you check it out. You say your style of life's a drag and that you must go other places, but just don't you feel too bad when you get fooled by smiling faces. But don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing, mama, 'cause I'll be standing on the side when you check it out. Leave it all off your chest. Don't you worry about a thing.
Are we up, Laura? All right, for you watching Outlaw Radio on YouTube, and believe me, I have received the comments. I hear you. Our breaks are way too fucking long. It takes way too goddamn much time, especially this one. This is the longest one. I mean, and so I get it. And so why would you watch us live when you can't fast forward? So, a little hint, we're opening the mics from now on. And many of this, our cast of characters in Outlaw, they won't even be aware that the mics are open. We'll just have them open. That's coming next week. But Tattoo Dave was mentioning something of great interest.
Great interest. You're going to love it. Our Bridges
Okay. Phoebe Bridges.
Yeah.
The broad we were talking about and said, fuck you, fuck America. Yeah,
Guess
what about... Yeah, I'd love to know.
American singer, songwriter, guitarist.
Where? From where?
From Pasadena, California.
From right here in old SoCal, my friends.
Pasadena, California.
Van Halen.
Unbelievable.
No, it's not unbelievable.
Well,
I mean,
you're right.
You know, we've got 68 to 70% on the left here in California.
Yeah.
I mean, they couldn't vote the correct way to save our state with a gun to their head. Roman?
It'll never happen.
No, it won't. No, that train is pulled out. Those Reagan days have pulled out. However, the midterms will be good. Not California-wise, but the midterms.
Oh, that's a lock.
If indeed it's...
The new strain doesn't come out.
Oh, I'm waiting for the new pandemic, my friends. I'm waiting for the new... You know, they tried it with the monkey virus. They're hopeful. The Democrats are so hopeful. Oh, please, pox on everyone.
Oh, it's the new one. It's the spider monkey.
Yeah, the spider monkey virus. Yeah,
I think he dreamt
Spider
that.
monkey pox.
I think Billy dreamt that one.
You think he dreamt up
Yeah,
that?
I do.
Oh, is that right?
There's no spider monkey pox.
Do you dream that? Do you dream?
No, but it sounded good.
All right. Mark, persevere. Never back up on your comment. Just persevere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you dreamt it. You didn't dream it. You read it somewhere.
No.
Make it up. I don't care. I mean, we're in a break. You know, it's sort of a break. But for those...
A break that we can swear on.
Well, for those, I don't look at that as a positive or a plus.
It just might happen.
Fuck you for that statement. The bottom line here is we do understand that it is a hefty number of minutes to sit through to the next break as you're watching us live. So we get that.
Yeah.
But I don't take my comment back that YouTube is run by a bunch of commies. I mean, they certainly are. Partially banned, David Zucker, the man who created the greatest comedies of all time, and that show is partially banned?
Well, we decided that you couldn't make that movie now.
No, you can't. You can't make that movie.
No.
So maybe that's a personal attack, the fact we had Zucker on. That could be it.
After you played the gay slur, I believe that had a lot to do with it.
And by the way, you say gay slur, it's parody.
Parody.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
You know, it's fun. It's funny. Oh, no, there is no funny when it comes to the left, because the left has absolutely no sense of humor. Right. That is a bona fide fact.
this is Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time!
The most imitated radio station in the nation.
I'm through with standing in line for some fun to begin, but I found a good thing leaving me with a grin. It's time for Outlaw Radio to begin.
You have the great Billy Gibbons here? Yeah.
It's very cool.
He just passed out.
Yeah.
Hey, that didn't sound too bad. Huh?
At the Lightning Buff Lounge.
Oh, man.
We're here with Matt.
Oh, yeah.
At the Lightning Lounge.
Oh, little Outlaw Radio.
We're here with Matt.
And he's not fat.
We got all these guys and girls in the house. Let me tell you, that's where it's at. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Allen. Pass me a gallon.
Boy, these were the days. Big band. I can't get enough of it. I was born onto this earth 100 years old, man. I love this since I was a little kidlet. Welcome back to the Big Dog. And I like hard rock, too. I like AC/DC. I like some hair bands. I like some Poison. It took me years to like Poison, but I like Poison. Thank you for asking. Lori Downey Jr. is in the director's chair producing Outlaw Radio.
I'm standing.
She's the female. She's the blonde and a natural blonde. She tells me. she's mentioned that.
Okay.
You sure you're not on the left, Lori? Because you have no sense of humor either.
I am not on the left.
Okay.
I'm conservative with liberal leanings. What does that make me?
Okay, I'm not going to answer that. Left-wing pop star Cher reacted to the ruling of RVW with an all-caps Twitter tirade because it's always all caps with Cher. Calexico, Mexico. But it's not Mexico. She was on the U.S. side, and that's where she was born. And but, man, did she make something of herself or what? But I do give credit. And I damn dare give all the credit to Sonny Bono. Sonny Bono saw in
Great
her,
guy.
right?
He was a great guy.
Yeah.
Smart.
Can you fix that feedback, Laura?
That's your ears. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, do whatever you need to do.
Sure.
But Sonny Bono, God rest his soul, said, you know what? I think we can do like a bit here. I'll be the dumb guy. You'll be the chick. And now, I mean, talk about looking into the future. Watch any TV commercial or any sitcom. The guy, the parent, the dad is always the big dummy. Always the big dummy. Sonny was so good. Cher, bizarrely, in all caps, declaring the former President Donald Trump. So it all goes back to Trump now. It all goes back. Trump hasn't been in office, what, a year and a half? Trump's radical Republican Supreme Court is responsible for the deaths of hundreds of thousands of American women. Do you see that, Lori? Do you agree with that? Do you think that? Does that make sense to you?
No.
Okay. Disney vows to pay for employee travel expenses for abortions.
Wow. That's something, isn't it?
Oh, it's just another reason.
Why would they have to?
Not to give Disney.
Well, they don't
money.
have to. They're choosing to.
Yeah, but why would they?
Mark, thank you.
Why would they? Where is their main corporation?
What? Their main corporation?
Where are they off?
Where are they
They're in Burbank.
Where are they headquartered? Right here in Burbank.
They're in Burbank.
I mean, spitting it 17 minutes from where we emanate in the San Fernando Valley, Outlaw Radio. If you're looking for us on YouTube, it's Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Yes, Lori?
So why do they have to put that out there if their corporation is here, which is a state that is not going to go with the rest of the other
they got
states
Florida. You know, they got a big old that's a big old Land Cruiser of an amusement park in Florida. That's a biggie.
So this
that's
is
like
specific to Florida?
double or triple the size of the one in Anaheim.
Oh my God. So this is specific to Florida?
No.
They have other concerns besides Disneyland.
They have
the Marvel. They have all the film productions.
I love Mark. You know what?
They're across the country.
He's coming out of his shell today, but I appreciate that. They have other concerns.
So now it's
their only concern is getting their hands on everything.
Yes,
that's their concern.
Yes, they're concerned. You probably worked in productions with Disney because you're a film guy. They're not cheap.
They are cheap. They are exactly cheap.
On the heels of the U.S. Supreme Court's decision overturning Roe versus Wade, a number of top studios and entertainment giants, including Comcast, Disney, Netflix, Paramount, Warner Brothers Discovery, vowed to pay travel expenses for employees looking to get abortions. Good for you.
Oh, only employees?
Let us kill more innocent children.
Hang on. So if you work at
let's
Disney,
kill them. They're bad. They're innocent, but nasty and bad. Yes, Lori?
I think this is a way of getting people to come back to work, if you're asking me.
Well, it doesn't
nobody
matter.
wants to work today.
If you're working for Disney and working from home, you still work for them.
That's true. That is true, Laura. Because, so many, because of the COVID debacle, a.k.a. the flu, because we went through the flu, so many are still at home working. And it's sort of proven to many companies that employees can work from home.
It works.
Yeah, but you know what, Matt? They don't even want to start at 8 o'clock in the morning, where most companies want you to start 8 to 5.
Yeah.
And they don't want to do that, whether they're working at home or coming in. This new group of people they're trying to get people to come back to work.
Okay, now you're talking about millennials and under who simply do not believe that as an American they should have to work.
Right, because we've hired a lot of people in that age group.
Yeah.
And they take the job, they know the hours,
Right.
and then they will not show up at 8 o'clock, or they will not return on their computer at 8 o'clock.
Lori?
They just refuse to work, period.
Don't you feel their pain? They don't like getting up early.
Well, there's some kind of crazy incentive going on right now.
They know those poor kids.
I showed up at work once.
Yeah.
And the boss came over and put his arm around me and says, "Mark, do you know what time we start here?"
Yeah.
I said, "Hell no. When I get here, everyone else is already working."
Oh my God, so bad. That was so bad.
No, not even certain what that word.
Don't give it a shot, Mark.
Back in the shell.
What did
Get
that
back in the
mean?
shell.
Yeah. Okay, and let's go back in time 30 seconds and then fast forward, edit. Big Red Buffalo. This was a personal email to yours truly, little old Magic Matt here on Outlaw Radio. Why the odd moniker Magic Matt? Did I enjoy that moniker before Magic Johnson? Yes, I did. I am a professional magician. I have sawed such celebrities as, you know what? You're thinking I'm name dropping Taylor Dane. Lori?
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Dane?
Yeah, Taylor Dane.
Long
Will
Island?
Smith, you saw him.
Long Island?
Long Island Broad?
Yep.
But I also saw it in half in Midtown Manhattan, Will Smith. Now, he is a big name with an electric saw. There are folks out there that know that I like good music, so they will send me stuff via email. Hello, Matt. Big Red Buffalo just released the single Best Bad Ideas. It's been added to several outlaw country playlists on Spotify. We are wondering if you'd play the song on your radio station. I get these requests a ton every week, and I never play any of these because they suck. This one sort of made the cut, and I'll explain the sorta in a second. But this is called, and by the way, I am proud and happy to help you, Big Red Buffalo. And I don't know where they're from. I don't have their bio. They should have sent that to me. But we'll listen to a little of Big Red Buffalo's Best Bad Idea. Here we go, Laura. Enjoy this. It's a country sort of twanger.
All right.
Are you looking it up?
I'm here.
Then why am I not hearing it?
Oh.
Okay. Here we go. Almost sounds like another song right there in the intro, right? All right, here.
I got the best bad idea. Play a little face master at Dees. Show me all that beautiful smile you got hiding underneath. Oh, I got the best bad idea. Do you want to come home with me? The only Corona to worry about is the one we're gonna drink. Yeah, baby.
Right? They're in line politically. Yeah. Little big road. Bridge.
Girl, come over. It ain't too far. Molly Dog will greet you right outside of your car. We can turn my living room your favorite dive bar. We're friends in low places on the guitar. Yeah. Bad idea. Play a little face master at Dees.
Pause.
And show me all.
Okay. So they're repeating the thing. Got the best bad idea. Play a little strip mask strip tease. Or, no, face mask strip tease.
Oh.
Digging that.
Yeah. And dive bars.
And dive bars.
Yep.
Digging that. Don't think they need to repeat that so soon in the song. See, this is my problem.
I'm bored.
I can't. Lori?
Yeah.
I'm Lori Downey Jr., our producer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you on this. I like the lyrics. It's like COVID be damned. What a big crock of crap that was and is. But we're only going to hear a little more.
Thank God.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's like a Kenny Chesney ripoff.
Big Red?
Do not
what?
Relate them to Kenny Chesney.
No, but it sounded like that in the beginning.
All right, here we go. Just a little more.
Okay.
A Big Red.
Beautiful smile you got hiding underneath. Oh, I got the best bad idea. Do you want to come home with me?
No.
The only Corona to worry about is the one we're gonna drink.
All right, we got that. Yeah. Funny, good. The only reason I kept listening is hopeful there'd be new lyrics, and here they come.
Tiki torch up on the back porch, string of lights lighting up the night. Girl, come over with that bottle of whiskey. She said, "Nah, boy, come over and kiss me. Come over and kiss me." Baby, there ain't no way I could ever stay 6 feet away. And I'll take my chances with you day after day. Cause I've got the best bad idea.
All right, Laura. Yeah, you and I both, right?
Yeah,
that note.
That was
right.
Really.
Yeah, it was
flat.
off.
Yeah,
it was definitely off.
It was like.
That is the best bad idea to play that.
It was like who was Burt Reynolds dating that chick who had a TV show, a daytime TV show?
The blonde.
Cincinnati. What's her name?
No. She's
WKRP?
Southern gal. No,
Connie.
No. Southern gal who had the daytime TV show.
Oh, you talk about the nun? The nun?
Oh God.
No, it's a.
Okay.
I need someone that knows.
How about that, Mark?
I need someone.
Fact checker. Where the hell are you?
I need someone that knows things.
Look at him fact checking.
Okay.
Well, while you're looking it up, it says Big Red Buffalo, our first song.
Oh, our first
best
song.
bad
They should
idea
quit.
is
They should
available.
quit. Just quit.
Okay. Here's what I have to say.
Get back in your
I
barn.
have something to say about that, Lori.
Oh, God.
Big Red. If you'd simply give this song to a really good country band,
They change the lyrics and everything else.
Oh, and they play better music.
Yeah. I think they have to go back to their barn.
Okay, so I don't
Sorry.
know if this is good.
It's
that
horrible.
that we even delved into this.
That's the worst. The guy can't even sing. He was so flat.
Oh, that was a bad note.
Really bad.
Yeah.
If I went to a country dancing place and they played this, I'd have to leave.
Wasn't Lonnie Anderson? Is that who you're?
No.
Dinah Shore.
Dinah Shore. Dinah Shore. This guy sings like sharp and or flat like Dinah Shore used to sing.
That was horrible.
Yeah, and the production is, not really up
Lacking.
to snuff.
Yeah.
But other than that, Big Red, we give you great kudos here.
So the person that said this to you must be
your
tone deaf.
lyrics, sort of.
They're going to unsubscribe.
I was just saying that the person that said this to you must be tone deaf.
No, it's just another band trying to, get a nut.
Oh, was a band
Just
member saying
another,
it to you?
just a squirrel getting a nut, Lori. That's
boy.
all. And God bless you, man, for throwing it out there. But
God.
Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. What?
This is their logo.
I like Big Red Buffalo, and I like their logo.
Buffalo head on a human body and a tank top with a guitar.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
How many liberal policies have killed black communities? I'm not going to go into it, but Clarence Thomas, once again, to double down on the fact that this man is a smart man and a smart justice. And Biden reacting to Supreme Court handing gun owners Second Amendment victory. Isn't that funny what's going down here over the last week or so? I mean, another victory for those who believe in the old Second Amendment. Another victory. Wouldn't you think the tides would be turning because the left is so vocal and we're having the huge Pride Month and so on? My gay friends, and I do have gay friends, are for guns and arming themselves. But Biden issued his response to the Supreme Court handing gun owners a major Second Amendment-related victory. Since 1911, the state of New York has required individuals who'd like to carry. It's funny because it's backfiring on them. No pun. But it's backfiring on these idiots. Since 1911, the state of New York has required individuals who'd like to carry a concealed weapon in public to show a need to do so for the purpose of self-defense and to acquire a license, Biden said, after the Supreme Court issued its 6-3 ruling that essentially strikes down certain state and municipal laws regarding whether an individual can carry a firearm in a concealed manner. Yeah. Nicely done. Another positive. The case in question was New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, Inc. versus Bruin. And it's a good thing. But, of course, the idiot sticks will say, well, it violates the Constitution. It doesn't. This is constitutional. The right to carry arms. The fact that we have that right, that's not why the school shootings and these travesties happen.
Right. It's the mentally ill that get their hands on the guns.
And they would get it anyway.
And they, of course, if that is their goal, they would find a way. I've seen the movies. I've watched how easy it is in Serpico for those who shouldn't have guns to get guns. And by the way, I'm starting to agree with our buddy Ralph about Serpico. He was a snitch. he was a snitch. Now, something that I hope you'll really like. This went viral a while ago, and I have not played this on Outlaw Radio. But my God, this is certainly worth your time. I wish I could afford the time to give this man credit, but I don't have his name. But my God, here is your chance to speak Bidenese. Has anyone heard this in the room?
I don't know.
In this 1876 Virginia City of Edistel bar? Please, you'll love this. Enjoy.
Next no strength, bad care. My boss been wet. Palmas, true under dash double depression. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today I am going to teach you how to speak Bidenese. I'm going to teach you a few words and then we'll get the proper pronunciation and context from the master himself, President Joe Biden. The first word I'm going to teach you today is next no strength. Next no strength. President Biden will now demonstrate this word for us.
Donald Trump does pose an extra threat to this. It's not hypothetical.
It's not hypothetical. Next no strength. Okay, the next word we've got is badikefker. Badikef care. Say it. Try it. Badikef care.
Try it.
President Biden.
Barack and I think it's a right for people to have Vatican care.
Next, my bus been wet. Now, a common error on this one is people put the stress on the wrong syllable. It's not my bus been wet. It's not my bus been wet.
Right.
It's my bus been wet.
It's
Say it.
important.
My bus been wet.
My bus been wet.
Next, we have a word that's much simpler. Palmist. Palmist.
Yep.
Can you say palmist?
Yep. Palmist.
President Biden, palmist.
Okay.
And if we do, and I'm sure we can proclaim the palmist with the palmist who wrote these following words.
All right, now that you've got 4 words in the bag, we're going to move on to a really complex Bidenese word.
Yeah, listen.
Do you think you're ready for it?
Yeah.
You're going to really have to pay attention here.
Yeah.
This is sort of advanced level Bidenese. Very long word, okay? This is what it is. It's a very long word. Are you ready? Truender dash dubba depressure. Truender dash dubba depressure. One word. One word. Truender dash dubba depressure. Say it a little more quickly. Truender dash dubba depressure. Truender dash dubba depressure. President Biden, go.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
Truender dash dubba depressure. You guys did fantastic. You learned 5 new words in a new language, and now you know more Bidenese than you knew yesterday. What can I do but leave President Biden with the last word?
So I'm going to say something outrageous. I have never been particularly poor at calculating how to get things done in the United States Senate. So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway, we're going to get a lot.
I got hairy legs.
Jesus. Yeah, I should know the dude's name.
Yeah,
Mark,
who
did
is
you
that?
come up with it?
Maybe.
Okay, that's a no. But I love that guy. And, you know, as we laugh and we are citizens of the United States of America, this is a horrid, horrid time.
There's no way he's the most powerful man in the world.
Is that friggin' incredible? Why do you think they're making fun of us in other countries?
Joel Fisher. Yeah, Joel Fisher.
Is that who that is?
On Twitter, learn to speak Bidenese.
Oh, Joel Fisher, God bless you. Should have known it was a Jew to take time out of his busy schedule to come up with something interesting.
Nexel Srent.
Nexel Srent. You know,
there was another word that he made. I was going to tell you to pause real quick because when he was doing one,
I could be a Jewish sycophant. I mean, I got to tell you. Yeah, what?
I don't remember now. It passed, but he said something right before he said the word he was talking about, which wasn't a word either.
Hey, Lori, all you got to do is on that deck in front of you, just punch in Biden. I'm sure I'll have something to add to this. Just punch up Biden. Let's see just randomly, let's see what we got.
So the best way to get something done, if you hold
Oh,
near
no,
and
we
dear
just
to
heard
you
that. Okay, hit another Biden. Here we go.
Citizens, here's the simple truth. Democrats, carefully planned and carefully orchestrated reckless disruptive cyber activities in order to steal this election from President Donald Trump and the American people. We've succeeded in catching the federal government off guard and unprepared.
Government.
It was carried out by using sophisticated cyber tools. And I deserve credit, particularly for setting the landscape to compromise our system to ensure Trump lost. Thank you.
There he is. There he is. Joe Biden.
A man of many words.
Guy doesn't even pinch himself every day. Not understanding that he is the president. He still thinks Kamala is the president. Yeah, it's a nasty, nasty world out there. Hey, AOC, you know that little chick dancing on the rooftop in New York City? she's complaining that $174,000 a year isn't enough to start a family for working and middle-class people like her. Yeah. Let us dive head first to AOC, into her. I would do it.
Let's not.
Next on Outlaw Radio.
I lie awake. I've gone to ground. I'm watching porn in my hotel dressing gown. And now I dream of you, but I still believe there's only enough for one in this lonely hotel suite. The journey's long, and I feel so bad.
dive bar at the end of the Walk of Fame. The cartilage left over in a bag of Popeye's chicken. Chronic talk from stars, would-be stars, wannabes, and people who just want to hear themselves talk. This is Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt Allen. What a boy would be if Siegfried and Roy had a son.
Miss that Siegfried, man. Good dude. Love that guy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was gay. Yeah. Loved him. Loved him. Hugged him. Loved him.
You talking Siegfried and Roy?
Siegfried and Roy.
Oh.
Siegfried was one of the greats. I knew him for years. Great dude. Well, how can you, Matt, being a conservative, stop it, you idiots.
Conservative.
We on the right, we don't give an ass about your sexual proclivity. We don't care which way you lean sexually. We don't care. We really don't care. Now, I can't speak for all of us, but the vast majority, we don't care. And Siegfried, oh, what a great performer, man.
Man, I was at the show, 2 shows.
Oh, you saw at Mirage?
Yes.
Mirage in Vegas.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
you saw his
2 shows before he got bit. I got to see one of the very last.
Yeah, Siegfried was not the one bit.
Right.
It was old Roy, sort of minding his own business, but see, that's what you get.
When you mess with nature.
Yes. If you're a guy in the woods, remember that dumb F in the woods with the bears?
Oh, the bears. He was the bear whisperer.
By the way, I didn't feel sorry for him. I did not feel sorry for him in any way, shape, or form. You got what you deserved. Because you know what bears do?
They eat.
They eat people because it's food. That's what bears do. It's nature.
Yep.
You can't hate them for it.
Nope.
That's what they do. That's simply what they do.
That was a god-awful movie.
You can't hate me for loving dive bars. That's simply what I do.
Oh, I can't. I certainly can.
Well, Mark.
It's what I do.
You might be hating both of us pretty soon.
AOC complains that her she makes $174,000 annual salary.
A lot of money.
Who's this?
It's not enough to start
AOC.
enough to start a family for working and middle class people like her. Now that's simply $174,000. That's her base pay. Do you think she, AOC, ever has to pay for a dinner? Ever?
And how does she consider that middle class?
Well, just in case you forgot, AOC, not the smartest person in Congress.
Completely.
In fact, I don't know if they're rarely do you find a smart person in Congress. The esteemed Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez just took to Instagram to complain that she is a congresswoman not pulling in enough of your money. The always enlightening Ocasio-Cortez opined on how only 10 women in history have given birth as congresspeople, and she thinks that's because her $174,000 yearly salary just isn't enough to start a family. That's AOC.
Yep.
She truly thinks her 6-digit salary makes her a middle and working class icon.
Right.
She can't afford a family on more money than most people see in a year because, well, she doesn't understand anything about real life.
No.
See, she doesn't. She doesn't know real life.
No, she doesn't.
By herself, she makes nearly double what the average American household, the entire household, brings in. You know, I know a lot of people with not very much money who have multiple kids, and you know what? They're doing fine. The fact that she is greedily asking you to give her more money to start a family is the height of arrogance.
Does she have a GoFundMe page?
And that's who she is. That's probably. We should start that for AOC because
Start one for me.
She needs help. She's only making $174,000 a year, but unlike you, nobody making $174 a year, she doesn't get, or you don't get your dinners for free. She does. The perks that come with that, Does she have to pay for gas? I don't think so.
Nope.
I think that comes. Does she have to pay for her vehicle? No, that comes
out of our taxes.
Yes. So that's $174.
Free.
When in reality, it's at least $250,000 at the very least. Not to mention a multitude of other perks.
And Biden
what about her insurance, medical insurance?
Yeah, Biden has done this for 50 years.
Oh, yes!
It's sick.
He has lived off the dole of Americans for over 50
And I'm sure there's some
years.
Republicans.
Of course it goes both ways.
It's stupid.
And it's sick.
15 years, tops, you're out.
It's
Get
sick
out.
both ways, by the way.
No kids, nothing after you.
Yeah.
No, but it's
I mean, we've got the Republicans who are pieces of crap as well, who don't want things. Did I say Bush? George W. Bush Jr. Did I mention him? Yes. He's one of those lockstep. Don't change anything.
McConnell?
Mitch McConnell, same friggin' dude.
He's got to be retired, that fella.
Don't change things. We're having a nifty day here in D.C.
He's so stale.
It's not even about stale. He's a piece of crap, Lori.
Leeches.
How many years have I said that? Did you say Regis?
Leeches.
Are you throwing
leeches?
I heard him say Regis, throwing Regis under the bus.
I did too.
I did too. See, Lori?
Yep.
Pull up Regis on that thing in front of you. Pull up Regis. Regis Philbin, God rest his soul. We were in a softball game. He was on our team in New York, and I love this man. And then he called me one day. Yes, Lori?
Hello.
Hello, Reg. How are you?
Fine. How you doing, Matt?
By the way, during that interview, he was eating a pastrami sandwich. Because even in this short clip, you can hear him eating.
I think I already heard him.
Play it again.
Hello.
Hello, Reg. How are you?
Fine. How you doing, Matt?
He's got food in his mouth. That's how much he cared about the interview. I love that guy. This candidate, Carrie Lake, out of Arizona, who I mentioned on the show because she's hot. She's hot.
She is?
And she's smart. And I think she's a beautiful person. Imagine what would have happened if this were Jim Acosta from CNN. Remember how he used to think his life was in danger when he covered Trump rallies where they chanted CNN sucks? Arizona gubernatorial candidate Carrie Lake, who I've been rooting for several months now, didn't make any friends at CNN with this answer, but she certainly made some fans. This is Carrie Lake about to be interviewed or attempting. Whoever this chick is from CNN wanted to interview her, and it went like this.
Hi, Harry. Hi. Nice to see you. You don't have a mask on anymore.
Okay, stop. We'll start from the beginning. That's Carrie talking to the CNN reporter saying, well, look, at you don't have a mask on anymore. Isn't that interesting? So it's all done. Right? No mask, no problem. This is Carrie Lake from Arizona.
Hi, Harry. Hi. Nice to see you. You don't have a mask on anymore. What's going on?
What's going on?
Wow, well, we're 6 feet apart.
Do you have a minute to chat?
I'll do an interview.
Okay.
As long as it airs on CNN+. Does that still exist? I didn't think so, because the people don't like what you guys are peddling, which is propaganda. Thank you.
Nice. How beautiful. That's just boom. Boom.
Propaganda.
We need more of that from our politicians. Having enough of these idiots.
She just stepped down she's recently a politician, right?
Yeah, she was an anchor,
Journalist,
I believe,
yeah.
in Phoenix. Well, journalist, schmurnalist.
Whatever, yeah.
All right.
Anchor person.
But I saw Anchorman. Are they journalists? Come on.
Ron Burgundy.
Come on. By the way, that chick who I knew from back in the day, was she on both of them, or at least two?
Was she in the family show on Fox that was...
Yes.
Oh, Christine Applegate?
Yes.
Oh.
I love her. I've always loved her. And by the way, dirty little secret, I would put money on the fact that she's not a big lefty douche. Why? Because we got along so well. And I ran into her a few times after our first interview here in Los Angeles at Kiss FM. She was always a cool chick. Now, if you are a cool chick several times in a row, and you happen to be a person who is not a big lefty douchey bag, then you sort of discern that this gal is not a big lefty douchebag, because have you heard anything about her politically?
Never.
Ever?
Never.
And God bless her, man, going through the whole cancer thing. I love this broad. As I happen to enjoy this Carrie Lake in Arizona, play this again with a CNN reporter attempts to interview Carrie Lake, going for the governor. She wants to be the governor, and I support her. Go.
Hi. Hi.
Nice to see you.
You don't have a mask on anymore. What's going
We're
on?
outside. Do you have a minute to
Well, we're
chat?
6 feet apart.
Do you have a minute to chat?
I'll do an interview.
Okay.
As long as it airs on CNN Plus. Does that still exist? I didn't think so, because the people don't like what you guys are peddling, which is propaganda. Thank you.
As long as it's on CNN Plus, oh my God, that's a dagger in the heart. Yeah, but it lasted, what, 2 days? 6 weeks? Oh, man. And this has got to sting. A thread shows Democrats elected the most pro-life Democrat maybe ever when they elected Biden. You heard me. I'm prepared to accept this is a quote from Biden in 2015. President, oh God, I still throw up in my mouth when I have to say President Biden. His quote, I'm prepared to accept that at the moment of conception, there's human life and being. But I'm not prepared to say that to other God-fearing, non-God-fearing people that have a different view, he told the Catholic magazine America in 2015. Gotta wonder if Democrats bothered to read any of this when it came out in 2019. But wait, there's more. In 1994, Joe Biden brags that he has voted against abortion funding on 50 separate occasions. He voted for partial birth abortion bans twice. Twice. That's your president. That's the guy you voted for. You know, I know on this show we're not preaching to the choir. I know that you didn't vote for him because you're not a dumbass. And Germans laughed at Trump, I mentioned this earlier, for warning about dependence on Russian energy. Now they're in a gas crisis. Germany, the quote from Donald Trump, Germany will become totally dependent on Russian energy if it does not immediately change course. Trump said that about a pipeline being built. Here in the Western Hemisphere, we are committed to maintaining our independence from the encroachment of expansionist foreign powers. To that, the German delegation laughed. Look it up. Look it up. We'll be this after back on Outlaw Radio.
It's a family affair.
One child grows up to be somebody that just loves to learn, and child grows up to be somebody you just love to burn. Mom loves the both of them. You see, it's in the blood. Both kids are good and bound. Blood's thicker than the mud. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. What of it? Still checking each other out. Hey, nobody won't.
The staccato hoofbeats of a golden palomino, carrying a man who fights wherever justice needs a champion. In a hideaway on the other side of the hill, with Hollywood close enough to smell, one man dared to step up to the bar and talk. And other outlaws heard the legend and joined together to tell their tales. This is how it began. Smoking, drinking, interrupting. Magic Matt Allen. This is Outlaw Radio.
And before we leave you for another week of frivolity until we return on Outlaw Radio, oh, I love this. Love this gal. She's German, right? Swedish? Whatever. Lead singer from Garbage. Love this broad. Bill Gates and Elon Musk, the battle of the climate change hypocrites. And I'm a fan of Elon, obviously. Doesn't make him less of a hypocrite when it comes to climate change. Gates' BD 700 Global Express jet aircraft consumes 486 gallons of fuel each hour. A study conducted by Stefan Gosling of the School of Business and Economics, study out of Sweden, showed that in 2017, Bill Gates, took 59 flights by private jet, and during the over 1/3 of a million kilometers traveled, you can tell this is written by someone in Europe, his jets, because the kilometer thing never really caught on here. I remember in school when they were trying to like suck us into this. Thank God miles are good.
When I was in Canada working, I had a real problem with that.
Yeah, Lori. Well, you have a problem with math anyway.
I do.
Yeah. His jets, Bill Gates' jets, emitted more than 1,600 tons of CO2. That is almost 90 times the average annual carbon footprint per person in the U.S. for everything they do, not just air travel. Musk, no better. Though stating that humanity is faltering and that Tesla exists to help reduce risk of catastrophic climate change, he too has a penchant for flying on private jets.
Of course.
In May, Business Insider reported that Musk bought two private jets in the past 2 years. The environmental price of his carbon-emitting lifestyle isn't small potatoes. The Washington Post a couple years ago reported that his corporate jet flew more than 150,000 miles, or more than 6 times around the Earth, as he raced between the outposts of his futuristic empire. The cherry on top is that the Post made it clear that some of the flights were recreational getaways for Musk or his family, not just business trips.
I love it.
Yeah, they're all full of crap. Don't you you do understand this, right? The right, the left. I mean, they're all full of crap, except us on the right. We love America. We want what is best for our neighbors. No, we want what's best for us, which then is best for our neighbors. And Dr. Oz kicks Trump to the curb after winning a primary fight. This was a major fight, and I will tell you that that the man Trump was behind him every step of the way. Well, Oz has stopped mentioning Trump on Twitter, cleared him from his profile banner. He's also taken Trump off his website's homepage, stopped running ads that feature him and Trump together. But I don't blame him. I don't blame him. And the proof is in the pudding, because we'll know where he's coming from, how he chooses to govern. He simply wants to win. And I bet Trump is still on board. I bet he's still on board. All right, Lori, thank you. Lori Downey Jr.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Tattoo Dave. Gracias.
Gracias.
My poker playing buddy Roman.
Love abortion.
Mark, boy, that's going to curry favor with our radio stations. Mark C.G. Boyer.
T.
All right. Till next week, I'm Magic Matt on Outlaw Radio. Thank you for being here. Remember, bumblebees don't fly.
Everybody said it was a shame, 'cause her mama was a wicked on a chain gang. A mean, vicious woman. Every day for supper time, she'd go down by the truck patch and pick her mess of poke salad, carry it home in a tote sack. Poke salad, Annie. The gators got your granny. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Everybody said it was a shame, 'cause her mama was a wicked on a chain gang. A Richard, spiteful, razor tote woman. Lord, I must take my mess up. Her daddy was lazy and no count. Claimed he had a baby back. All her brothers were fit for stealing watermelons out of my truck patch. Poke salad, Annie. The gators got your granny. Everybody said it was a shame, 'cause her mama was a wicked on a chain gang. Sock a little poke salad too. You know I need me a mess of it. Got to have me. Ate her up. Some of y'all never been down south too much. I'm going to tell you a little bit about this so that you understand what I'm talking about. Down there we have a plant that grows out in the woods and the fields. It looks something like a turnip green. Everybody calls it poke salad.